Hello, everyone. It is I, Kevin Card, coming to you from my studio, demonstrating what it would sound like to put a distortion pedal and dry DI signal through a DAW through a couple of plugins. Basically, I'm running this Tube Amp Modeler TM300 Behringer pedal into this Behringer mixer into a Scarlett 2i4 interface. I quite like what I've achieved here. I'm bussing everything together. Here are my plugins: G-String, G-Tune tuner, Reagate just to cut out some excess noise, TDR Nova to act as an anti-sneak compressor for the anti-sneak technique on a 2-band compressor, some EQ that I achieved some help from a friend for some distorted guitar, Anvil to act as an amp sim. Basically acts as the front end of a preamp of an amp, tube power amp, currently set to 6L6, middle of the range hot sort of signal. Some impulse responses. One from the Glenn Fricker pack, one from free sort of thing I downloaded. Some plate reverb and a master limiter to keep things level. Well, anyways, I'm not the world's best guitarist, but I'm going to demonstrate what this thing sounds like in earnest to my ears. Again, I'm not the world's best guitarist, but I think for a couple simple licks and some simple chords that may or may not be sloppy, I think this will get the job done to describe why this is also a good and bad idea at the same time, or the pros and cons. Anyways, I'll stop talking now. Here goes nothing. Starting out on clean, I'm going to pan the neck pickup on humbucker mode. I'm playing a Mitchell MD400. I know I said I'd stop talking, but I'm not going to stop talking because I still need to describe some stuff. Yeah, I'm playing an Mitchell MD400 with a GFS Little Killer humbucker in the neck and a Seymour Duncan designed Invader pickup, which is basically it's called the detonator, but it's basically the Invader, maybe without the quad coils or something. I'm not entirely certain, but hey, it sounds good, so I'm not complaining. I'm going to start off with some simple chords that may or may not be sloppy. It would help if I plugged it in correctly. Bloopers! All right, middle position. Gonna just strum a few chords I know. Bridge pickup. Middle position, single coil mode. Neck pickup, single coil mode. bridge, single coil. Definitely has that sort of almost country-like twang to it, even though it's a metal pickup. That's interesting. I'm gonna switch over to a Marshall amp sim now, the RIT setting, which I think is after I think it's a JCM 800, but it could be one of the other models. I'm not sure. Right there. I'm gonna start in single coil mode on the neck pickup. Pardon the hum. Anvil is set to clean, by the way. The amp sim is clean, so I can maximize the distortion without having it too gainy. Speaking of which, you want to be careful how high you set the gain on the distortion pedal, because too much will ruin the sound. It's just like a real amp. In that sense, anyways. Pickup. Playing's not the best. I love how clear that sound is. Single coil mode. Sounds good, but not as good for metal, but that's just my opinion. It could be a perfectly usable tone for single coil mode despite the hum. I just find it has more presence with the humbucker and voice. Some videos I've seen have suggested using a high and low pass filter. Let me see if I have one of those engaged currently. I think I do, actually. I actually don't, even though that could probably help even out the sound a bit. I'll try that. I'll, experiment with that. I do recommend experimenting with that. I don't recommend just ignoring that. Let me just try that real quick, actually, while I have this here. Yeah. Yeah, it definitely sounds a little more evened out. Well, whatever. Switching to the Mesa Boogie model now. The devil's walking around. Sorry. To close out this video, I'm going to do a bastardized version of Omerta in standard tuning, or something more, actually something more inspired by Omerta. That's probably not as good as Omerta. Scratch that, I'm just gonna strum some power chords because that's what I'm better at. Sorry. Rock on. I'll be a better player. eventually.